Hi, it's Ruth. For the past few years, you've been receiving letters and DVDs explaining my story of life with diabetes. This year, I thought it would be interesting for you to hear from someone else. So you're going to hear from my mom. Thank you for supporting. Bye.
Scott and I are blessed with two awesome kids. And most of our days are just like yours, busy, crazy, and chaotic. Ruth is a remarkable young woman, beautiful, talented, and most of our days there's the typical parent-teen stuff. She's busy with things like dance team, forensics, theater, baseball, choir, community theater. But there are other days when I'm very aware of the fact that she is first and foremost a child with type 1 diabetes. And so we thought this year we would share with you some of the concerns that I have as a parent of a child with diabetes.
Every permission slip or physical form is a reminder of her fragile health. As Ruth gets older and does more on her own, Scott and I are less involved in her school and extracurricular life. That's as it should be. But the meeting with her teachers each fall, the supply box of syringes and insulin in the nurse's office, and the physical form with type 1 diabetic on an insulin pump highlighted are reminders of the reality. Sitting in the stands as the dance team performs at halftime, I'm weighed down with thoughts like, does she have her insulin pump on? Did she bring her supplies to the field? Her health is item number one on just about every conversation with a coach or teacher or director. Ruth gets mad, but I say, hey, if you go down, I want them to know you're a diabetic and what to do. Don't even get me started on driver's ed. There are funny parts, too. Ruth has her father's propensity to zone out from time to time, which leaves me wondering if she's being a McCloud, a spaced-out teen, or having a low blood sugar. On the serious side, I wish I didn't have to punctuate my lectures about self-care and responsibility with, this is life and death for you. With regards to her future, we had a meeting with her guidance counselor reviewing her freshman year and looking at plans for her future. While he encouraged her to keep up the great work and didn't laugh out loud when she mentioned Harvard, all I could think was keeping her close to home. My mind raced with visions of training her roommate to wake her up in the night and check her blood sugar, or forcing her to live with nursing and pre-med students because they might take a greater interest in her health. And honestly, the image of a young woman whose parents are members of my church flashed into my head. She died as a freshman in the dorms at UW-Milwaukee of diabetic ketoacidosis. Those are the kind of things that haunt me. The stress. I was talking with some other moms of kids with diabetes, and we all diagnosed ourselves with post-traumatic stress disorder. Not seriously, but the number of sleepless nights up checking blood sugars, the moments of panic when the cell phone rings and it's the school nurse's office, the dread over the stomach flu and what that will mean in all-nighters keeping her blood sugar in line, do take their toll. The other night, her blood sugar was 32. That's crazy low, and would not come up for almost 2 hours. Trust me, you can't go back to sleep after that. And I had to put her on a plane for a mission trip to the Dominican Republic the next morning. I'm still tempted some nights to do what we did the first 2 weeks she was diagnosed, and crawl in bed and just sleep with her to make sure she's safe. You know, there is an actual study that says that moms, not dads for some reason, but moms of kids with a serious chronic illness, and type 1 diabetes was the illness that they studied, have cells that age 10 years faster. Really, my cells are 10 years older than they should be. So I think I look pretty good for 57. The meltdowns. The moment the doctor in the delivery room said, "It's a girl," I knew I was in for an emotional roller coaster. I have steeled myself for our mother-daughter battles, especially with a strong-willed girl like Ruth. But I was not prepared for the I don't want to have diabetes anymore meltdowns. I know that you will think I'm some horrible mother for this, but I actually captured one with a video camera, with Ruth's permission. Do you love being videotaped when you're having a meltdown?
Oh yeah, best feeling ever.
Tell me what you're scared of.
Everything. Scary changing. It's not fair that I have to do it. That no one gets it. That people just don't take time to understand or care, and it's scary. And I don't want to do this forever.
What do you wish they understood?
That it's not my fault, and that I can't do anything about it. That there's nothing I can do, and it's just here.
Mm-hmm.
And how much it hurts, and how scary it is.
Those are the moments I want to make go away. I wish, hope, pray that diabetes was a boo-boo I could kiss and make better. I am so grateful that Ruth is as smart and resilient as she is. Sometimes I think God had something special in store for her, and the way she has risen to this challenge shows me that it is so. She's become a tireless advocate for funding and research. She not only went to Washington, D.C. last summer, but continues to meet with legislators here in Wisconsin. She tells her story to school groups and civic organizations. She sets her teenage pride aside and lets others know about her health, just in case. She hasn't let it hold her back. She's been in all the shows, both at high school and at the community theater. She's on the varsity dance team, does forensics, manages the JV baseball team, takes advanced classes, and still makes the high honor roll. I am in awe of her. She never, ever uses her diabetes as an excuse.
I want to cure as much as Ruth does, and nothing would give me more joy than to be able to know that she's going to go off to college and not have to worry about her diabetes anymore. I want to thank you for all your support in the past years and invite you again to support us. Your love and support and prayers have meant the world to us. Enclosed with your DVD is a little piece of paper that explains how you can be a donor or join us as a walker. And if you can't support us in those ways, we just really appreciate your continued love and prayers. Thank you again for all that you have done to support us in our efforts for a cure.